Hello, my name's Jessica. I'm a fully qualified maths teacher, and today we're going to look at factors and multiples. Okay, so these are often two things that kids get muddled up. So factors and multiples. Okay, so factors are numbers that divide evenly into other numbers. Okay, so factors divide evenly into, this writing's terrible, but hopefully you can read it, other numbers. Okay, so in other words, there's no remainder. So there's no remainders with factors. We cannot be carrying over, okay, to give decimal points. So I always tell kids to remember this. F for factor, F for fits, okay? So factors fit in, so F for factor, F for fits. So factors fit into other numbers, okay? So factors fit. F for factor, F for fits. Factors fit into other numbers. So let's have a look. So say we have the number 12 and you're asked, what are the factors of 12? And we know that factors fit, so we're thinking, right, what numbers divide evenly, so because that's the definition of a factor, what numbers divide evenly into 12? I always recommend that we do this in pairs, okay? So I recommend we do it in pairs. So we've got 1 and 12, 1 and 12. We've got 3 and 4. We've got 2 and 6. 5 doesn't, 7 doesn't, 8 doesn't. So that's all the factors of 12. And you can also notice that with factors, there's a finite amount, okay? So for this one, we have got 6 factors. There's no more than that. It doesn't go on forever. There's a finite, so it ends. There's only a certain number of numbers that go into 12. Okay, let's go over this again. So factors are numbers that fit evenly into other numbers, okay? And there are no remainders, so nothing left over. And we can remember it because F for factor, F for fits, factors fit into other numbers. So let's look at an example. The factors of 12 are, I always say, do them in pairs, because if we do them in pairs, we're less likely to forget some. So factors of 12, we've got 12 and 1, 12 ones are 12, 3 and 4, and 2 and 6. Let's do another one. What about the factors of 30? So I'll give you a wee second to think about those yourself. So you're thinking, right, what numbers divide evenly into 30 with no remainder? Because remember, F for factor, F for fits. Factors fit evenly into other numbers. Let's go. See if you got any of these. 1 and 30, again, we're doing them in the pairs. 2 and 15. Hopefully you got those so far. You also have 3 and 10. 4 doesn't, 5 and 6. 7 doesn't, 8 doesn't, 9 doesn't, and then we're back around to 10. So there's the factors of 30. So those are all the numbers that divide evenly into 30. So the next one then to look at is multiples. So multiples are the answers to our times tables, okay? And I sometimes say to kids about remembering M for multiple, M for massive. Multiples tend to be big numbers, okay? So these are the answers to your times tables, okay? So the answers to your times tables. So these tend to be bigger numbers. So let's look at the multiples of 12, and then we'll maybe look at the multiples of a number like 4. Okay, so multiples, there's an infinite amount, okay? So it goes on to infinity. We can keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. Usually in an exam, they would say list the first 4 multiples of 12 or list 5 multiples of 50, okay? So they'll tend to tell you, whereas whenever it comes to factors in the exam, they tend to say list all the factors of 12, list all the factors of 16, okay? So multiples are the answers to your times tables. So the first, let's do the first 4, okay? So we'll do the first 4. So the first 4 multiples of 12 are 12 because 12 ones are 12. The next one is 24 because it's 12 times 2. The next one is 36, so 12 times 3. Then we have, okay, and then we have 12 times 4, so that's going to be 48. and they go on and on and on and on. Okay, so multiples are bigger numbers, so the answers to your times tables. In an exam, they tend to say, list the first 4 multiples of 12, list the first 5 multiples of 12, or list 2 multiples. So we've got our 12 times tables. 12 ones are 12, 12 twos are 24, 12 threes are 36, and 12 fours are 48. So those are the first 4 multiples of 12. Now let's look at the first 4 multiples of 4. So we've got 4, because 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 threes are 12, and 4 fours are 16. So there's the first 4 multiples of 4. Okay, so let's do a little recap. So we've looked at factors and multiples. So remember, F for factor, F for fits. Factors fit into other numbers, so they divide evenly into other numbers. I tend to do factors in pairs. So for example, the factors of say 6 are 1, 6, 2 and 3, because 1 times 6 is 6, so they're factors of 6, and 2 times 3 is 6. So all those numbers go into 6. You can see there we've done the factors of 12 and the factors of 30. There's a finite number of factors, okay? So there's only a certain number of numbers that divide into a number evenly with no remainder. Then we have multiples. Multiples are big numbers. These are the answers to your times tables. So for example, the multiples of say 10, the first 4 would be 10, 20, 30, 40. Those are multiples of 10. Okay, so I really hope this video was useful for you and you have now got some kind of understanding for what factors are, multiples are, and the difference between the two. Good luck with your revision, and I will see you next time.